This is all very wonderful, I'm sure, but I was rather hoping to learn more about your nourishment provision facilities. In other words, where's the food? I believe both the knowledge and consumables you seek may be found at Mariol Ergonomics. As I imagine Singing Wei and the others intend to study every conceivable facet of this apparatus, wouldst thou be so kind as to escort our visiting culinarian? Yes, that sounds much more interesting. Hopefully, I'll be able to see firsthand some of the delicacies Ariandra was telling me about. Even his incredibly vivid, if a bit too verbose, descriptions cannot compare to sampling them myself. Not to mention Atheris will soon be no more, so I must learn I can while there is still time. Okay, Beerus, calm down. Let us brook no further delay. Can I tell ye to a crystal? No. And how doth I getteth outeth here? A fate has been discovered nearby. Oh, is somebody fighting it already? I mean, I can level sync real fast, why not? So, let's go ahead and knock that out. So what is it, just this guy? Or is it its little minions? Like what are we really shooting for here? Why are there so many chocobos? This is like Final Fantasy Tactics. All the chocobos doing the fighting. A little bit more. I mean, I'm not a DPS class, so I mean that's kind of a problem here. There we go. Get your DPS going, buddy. Oh, is he a tank too? That's hilarious. What is this? Everybody a tank? This is like... I wonder, with all the self-healing tanks have, could you solo regular content as just tanks? Or would you need an actual healer to get you through the day? It's a valid question. I'm keen to know the answer. Alright. Well, whatever that was about. Oh, snap. Pretty decent experience, too. And, I mean, not experience for me as a level 88, but Fates don't give bad experience. That's actually pretty interesting. They give a lot of gemstones. I'm gonna have to do some research to see which of those traders give the best stuff. Because I like stuff. I'm a collector when it comes to that. This is the place, yes. The heady aroma was enough to guide me here, and I've spotted several of the fruit and vegetables featured in our compendium. I'd dearly love to try some, but I read that those who help themselves to a farmer's crops without permission are often caught and put into pies. Perhaps you could ask whoever's in charge if they would be willing to part with a few samples. Alright. Farmer Whatsits, Deloys. Jebke. What a fine mess this is. That's you, the one who climbed down the mine shaft. I'd show you around if I could, but I'm rushed off my feet preparing for the exodus. And I'm not the only one. We've all got to find ways to do what we can to do down here, up here, there first. First on the moon, then on whichever star the form decides will become our new home. It's all so sudden, so unreal. Don't you want to go to the moon? Well, it's better than waiting for the final days to claim us. But no matter how carefully it's all planned, we'll never be able to take every variety of flora and fauna with us. Even the ones we can take may not survive in their own new environment. So many species doomed to extinction. Sorry, that's not what you came to talk about, is it? Nothing quite so dire, I assure you. We merely wish to sample a little of your produce, if we may. By all means, help yourselves. Much appreciated, my good fellow. So where to begin? guess over there. By the plants. Are these grapes? Oh, I know what the... Oh, snap, they are. Let's see if they're as delicious as they look. Probably. Grapes aren't terrible. I'm not a fan, but... So sweet, so sour. The taste is much like a ripe philosopher's carrot, and yet the texture is entirely different. The contrast between the outer skin and the fruit within is most peculiar, though far from unpleasant. Yes, I think I'll try another. Well, that's certainly given me food for thought, though in a far less visceral manner than any philosopher's carrot. But tell me, what is your opinion of grapes? I'd brave an erupting volcano for our choice bunch. I mean, personally, meh. Meh. An expression of indifference, I assume. In all fairness, our compendium did note they are valued more as an ingredient for spirituous beverages rather than as a fruit for regular consumption. Anyway, that's enough about grapes for the time being. On to the next treat. Which is not true. It used to be a sign of wealth, extreme wealth, if you could just eat grapes. Orange by name, orange by nature. Could it be an orange? What came first, the fruit or the color? Who cares? Let's eat! See, the game asks all of the real questions. Yes, that's equal parts sweet and sour as with the grapes, yet nothing alike. I may have to consult Uriandra about expanding my vocabulary. I simply cannot find the words to describe it. Perhaps what I'm looking for is bitter. This is all very complicated, you know. So many flavors, so many choices, and each individual with their own personal preferences. Now I see why you all turned your noses up at the idea of eating nothing but carrots. Marvelous though they still are in my estimation, let no one say I said otherwise. Ah, but speaking of carrots, I've yet to sample any of the vegetables. Let's see what's in that field over there. Probably Brussels sprouts, beans, squash, pumpkins, squash, potatoes. That color, that texture, are they some sort of enormous round carrots? Ah, then pumpkins it is. No, in any case, proper nomenclature is less of a concern than the taste. You're gonna eat a raw pumpkin? Blech, it's so hard and flavorless, I might as well be chewing a piece of wood. That all but confirms it. These are nothing more than misbegotten failures masquerading as goodly carrots. Stop, stop, stop. Can't you see these are pumpkins? And no one with any sense would try eating them raw. You're supposed to cook them first. Do you not find it an awful bother? Far from it. Cooking is a joy unto itself, if you know what you're doing. And what's more, it broadens the range of ingredients that we may safely eat. But above all else, cooking allows us to draw out the full potential of our produce. Pumpkin stew has been one of my favorite dishes for as long as I can remember. Then perhaps even these hard blocks of plant matter can become as delicious as the orange I sampled. I wonder though, is there anything even more delicious? How about that yellow fruit over yonder? Ooh, a lemon. That's gonna be hilarious. I'm not even gonna tell him. Don't tell him. Nobody tell him. Just let him bite right into it. Just let him... What a wondrous fragrance. With luck, it'll have a flavor to match. As I have no idea how these are eaten, I'll just bite into it. My tongue! Is this poison? A lemon? You mean it's supposed to taste like this? How can something so similar to an orange be so revolting? It must be some time before my palate recovers from this ordeal. As such, I'd best call an end to this round of sampling. Let's say our farewells and return to the others. Hey, at least you didn't try ghost peppers, right? Oh, these look scrumptious. Finished, have you? I trust you found something to your liking. I'm rather enamored with the grapes and oranges, less so the pumpkin, though I learned the hard way they're not to be eaten raw. Then there was the lemon, the deceiver. I still feel so violated. First time, was it? I'd hate for you to leave with a bad taste in your mouth in more ways than one, so I'll give you this lemon muffin I baked. If this doesn't change your opinion, nothing will. More lemon? Have I not suffered enough? Nevertheless, it would be remiss of me to spurn this opportunity to Oof. A bit of Sikkim up there. Learn more of your inscrutable ways. Very well, Lemon Muffin. Do your worst. Man, I could use a Lemon Muffin too right now. Got our Lemon Muffin? I bet that's like the best confection he's ever had. It is. It's so delicious! Although I still detect a hint of lemon, it complements the sweetness of the dough to create a perfect harmony. I never would have guessed its vile bitterness could be utilized so elegantly. My good chap, this is simply breathtaking. See, we rarely use lemon in its natural state, but it has a starring role in all sorts of recipes, and the same is true for many other ingredients. It comes down to making the most of the resources at our disposal, and sometimes that can even be the difference between life and death. Such as pufferfish. I know we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the forum agonized over what was worth preserving and what will be consigned to history. Our choices. But then we must if we're to survive. Such strength of will. Now I know what Heidelin sees in your kind. Mankind, the Loperites, we were both born from the accumulated knowledge of the ancients. They learned all there is to learn about the nature of sentient life and the fates of the stars themselves. Except for Dynamis and Akasha. Clearly. Once a civilization has fulfilled the basic requirements for survival, it will inevitably seek to eliminate all forms of negativity and achieve perfection. And therein lies its folly and its downfall. For perfection is an unattainable ideal. 'Tis the paradox of the immaculate carrot. Yet civilizations since time immemorial have deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the costs incurred in their futile quest, and all too often become the architects of their own demise, their dreams forever unfulfilled. Yet then is the alternative. The answer lies in knowing that our existence can never be perfect, to be content with what we have and make the most of it. And not exploiting each other ruthlessly, or allowing people to murder other people with impunity because we're too feckless to do anything about it. When life gives you lemons, make lemon muffins. Pardon my Ursian, but what in the seven hells are you on about, and who are you anyway? Cooking Way at your service. I'm here to help prepare for the trip to the moon. And once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. I've been growing all different kinds. But don't worry, there'll be room for your crops too. We'll work together to preserve as many of the various species as possible, if you're up to the challenge. Yes, of course, I look forward to it. Well, this has all been highly productive, probably. Let's go and see if Uriancher and the others have run out of machinery and inspect, shall we? Wave goodbye. Alrighty then. Making our way downtown. Faces past, moving fast. Alright. I'm actually going to be making a smoothie today, because I actually have fruit. Ooh, and oat milk. Oh man, that's actually going to be tasty. It's been a minute since I've had a fruit smoothie. Should probably put some honey in there. I think I used to put a drop of chocolate in there too, but the problem is with my schedule, it's really hard to keep up with fresh fruit and keeping it from spoiling too soon, even if you put it in the fridge. I've been running into that problem so much. And it's expensive, right? Because, I mean, fresh fruit is not cheap. Hence why it's extremely expensive to be poor. Or to eat healthy, or, you know. By Cooking Way's broad grin, I assume thine incursion was a roaring success. Oh, there you are. Have the others finished talking about rain making whatsits yet? Where have you and Cooking Win been? If the two of you were engaged in pursuits of an educational nature, you should have taken me too. I am the leader after all. Not to rub it in, but we had the most fantastic time while you were away. Iriantra was able to obtain all manner of meteorological data for us to pore over. I'll be sure to put my newfound knowledge to good use once we return to the moon. It is my duty to make your journey as comfortable as possible, though there's no telling how long it will be. 100 years? 1,000? Probably closer to 5,000, give or take. That was most enlightening, especially the part with the lemon muffin. Actually, I was wondering, do you know of any other places famed for their cuisine? Oodles of Noodles. Yeah, Culinarians Guild, though. I mean, a legitimate place dedicated to it, you know. That's gotta count for something. Would that I had time to visit. The more I learn of Atheris, the more I wish we could spare it from the final days. Alas, Heidelin's orders are to flee, not to resist. If only there was some other way. Well, we are, in fact, working on it.